Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be taking a look at our boy EZA TEQ VEGITO Blue up against the Cell Max event. This one should be interesting because he definitely falls under that category of unit that we've kind of seen quite a lot in this event, where we obviously really need to get a certain amount of stacking on board before we get to the end if he's going to be at his full potential. So that does mean sacrificing some other units' usefulness a little bit. So like, for example, not getting the 18 key super with Trunks of Vegeta. I'm not going to get 2 rainbow orbs for God Goku, because we need to get as many stacks as possible. And it is kind of similar to the LR Vegito Blue, the STR one that we've tried out recently as well, where it's all going to come down to the RNG of how much he's going to be able to stack. Because he's starting off at 143k defense. We have 4 links active. We don't have any support on the rotation. We don't really have any support units on the team, right? Because there's very few support units outside of some on certain teams that are really good enough to take against Cell Max. Even for these showcases, I could run off-leader supports like Chi-Lai, and you just kind of have to pray that she dodges, right? But I don't really like to do that, so... Wow, so no additional supers on turn 1 is a bad start. Because remember, Vegito Blue, he builds up his attack from his passive just by the number of attacks that he performs. So in terms of him getting fully built up attack-wise, it doesn't really matter if he does additional supers or if his additionals are normal attacks. But obviously, when it comes to the more difficult events like this, we need him to build up as much defense as possible. So... okay, so again, let's not go for the 18 key super with you. I guess we could, well, actually, we don't need to get a super with you either, really, because this early on, it's not like he's going to do tons of damage. So by not picking up the extra orbs to get the damage reduction, it's not going to be the biggest thing. We are on rotation. Well, we don't have to be on rotation. We obviously have a Trunks on the team for Majin Vegeta, so he's already getting that 30% damage reduction, and it's not like the first phase against the STR Cell Max is particularly difficult, so we won't have to worry about Majin Vegeta. I wonder if will the gods still kill him with just their 12 key super? The thing is, mine are built for full additional as well, so it is entirely possible. This is the problem always in this event. I've talked about it in previous videos where we've showed off different units. Some of these units you do want to stall as long as possible in order to get as many stacks as you can. But some of the enemies are just like for example here, we're not even really going to get the chance to get additional super attacks because we are probably, or almost certainly, going to kill him with the first super of the turn here from Vegito Blue, meaning he's not going to get a chance to get a load of extra stacks, which is unfortunate. He's also going to get supered straight away in slot 1. He's not going to die, but the physical phase can do at least some damage. And yes, he's up to 2.5. His attack stacking is... oh, of course. That would have been the perfect opportunity to get a second super attack in there and actually get another stack, but... okay. Alright, so we'll do this. Again, we'll try and lay off of all of the super. And of course, the key is so good on this turn that we can't actually avoid supers with anyone. We just have to make sure, yeah, we're not getting 2 rainbow orbs for Goku. So everybody is supering. In fact, the Trunks of Vegeta, because they build up... oh, okay, they must be fully built up already. Good. I was going to say, I don't want them to build up a load of extra key. And then... wait, hang on. Did they get key from the AoE, but not from the normal attacks? How does that work? I swear that just happened. Is it just me? I swear they have an extra key, and it only came up during the AoE, but it didn't on the other ones. I don't know. But yeah, so fortunately we do have 2 int units, so as long as we don't get loads of crits on this turn, we might be able to draw it out a little bit, but there's always going to be the problem with this event, and it's the weirdest. I've talked about this as well before, but it's just the weird way that this event is designed, because there's no other event in the game where the first 2 of stages are so easy, and then the third stage is so difficult, especially in comparison. I mean, against TEQ Cell Max is pretty much the hardest fight in the game, right? But then the first 2 phases are not hard at all. Whereas you've got, like, if you go against Red Zone Broly, Obviously, you have like the AoE phase. He can double super in the AGL phase. The AGL phase obviously still a very tough boss fight for certain units. But like phase 1 against STR Broly, he could quite easily just super attack like the wrong unit. Like I say the wrong unit. You could put a unit in slot 1 who isn't necessarily the best defensively, and then Broly super attacks immediately in slot 1, and you will take a ridiculous amount of damage. Whereas obviously on this event, it doesn't really work like that, right? Like, if we could put Vegito Blue in slot 1 on turn 1 against STR Cell Max, even with his, what, 140k defense. And if he got super attacked, it's not going to do more than, like, 100k. But if we do that against STR Broly, we're probably easily taking a minimum of, like, 200. So, this event is an anomaly compared to all the other ones. I think it's one of the reasons why, like, it took so many people by surprise on the day it came out. Because no one really knew what to expect, obviously. People just loaded up with their best teams with the 7th anniversary LRs, like, you know, Tech LR Gogeta for the Scouter effect and all that kind of stuff. And then breeze through the first 2 stages, absolutely annihilating him. Because, you know, you're playing it like you would a normal boss event, so you're going for maximum key and all that kind of stuff. And then you got to the 3rd phase, and people were getting, like, 2-shot by normal attacks. So this is where we need Vegito Blue to pick up the pace a little bit. So we get a 2nd super. Can we get some more this turn as well? There we go. This is what we like to see. 3 supers. Because in total now, he's still only super attacked, what, like 5 times? So there we go. We actually get the quad super turn. I was hoping we could get something like this in the video. And now with the gods only getting a normal attack, we should be on track here now to finish off Cell Max on this turn. Which then means we can actually be starting off against the Tech one with the actual unit that we want to showcase. Which you guys know if you've watched a lot of these Cell Max showcases. I joke about it quite a bit. The fact that the number of times we get to Tech Cell Max and the unit that I'm trying to showcase in the video is on the other rotation. And then due to shenanigans, even if I'm like healing and all that kind of stuff, we just die in that turn and don't actually get to see the unit that we came to see. So looks like it's not going to be the case this time. Although, nah, Carnival Goku will finish him off at the bare minimum. I guess we do have 2 int units here that are not getting a huge amount of crits. But Martian Vegeta, my Martian Vegeta does have some crit. He doesn't have a huge amount, so it's very possible that he's not going to crit here. Yeah, but that's a very small amount of HP. Carnival Goku should be able to finish him off. Carnival Goku got hit as well because of the AoE, so even though he's in slot 3, he does have that attack buff and the effective against all types. So even though it is only his 12 key super, 3.4 mil, he should finish him off here, even without a crit. Yeah, perfect. Alright, so that means we actually have Vegito Blue on rotation. We have this rotation as well, which is actually really good with God Goku. I will heal because I don't want to float off Vegito Blue, and I want Vegeta and Trunks in slot 1. So let's go ahead and do this. Now, by not building up Vegeta and Trunks a lot throughout the course of the event, because I didn't want them to obviously do too much damage, there is the possibility that they are going to take some damage here. They're only at 262k, so if he super attacks in slot 1, probably will still do quite a lot of damage, but we should survive, I think. All I really want to see with a lot of these showcases is how much damage our units are going to take from normal attacks. So we're up to 316k. I think with the total number of attacks that we've done so far, I think he's fully maxed out, or almost fully maxed out in terms of his attack from his passive. Because obviously he has to attack 10 times to get his full attack buff from his passive. So what I would quite like to see, if possible, is for him to take normal attacks, or at least to take a normal attack and then a super, so we can actually see what the damage is. So yeah, see, them taking that much from the normals is a pretty clear indication that we haven't built up very much with them, which is, you know, again, part of the trade-off for just trying to build up Vegito Blue. So if they could at least, yeah, there we go, perfect, at least get 1 additional super, so we've got a little bit of extra defense. So they should survive a super attack now here. Okay, well, we're going to find out. We probably are still going to take big damage, but we should live. Yeah, 435. When they're actually built up, they take like 200 and something, so. But yeah, nice attack stat from Vegito Blue. Come on, at least give me 1 more super. Oh, bro, really? Okay, well, bare minimum super attacks. What does he take? 97k. Oof. Alright, so that's... I mean, we stalled as much as we could to give him as many additional supers as possible. So let me try getting to this point again with him actually getting at least a few more super attacks off first. And we'll see what we can get him to take. Okay, so this run was a bit cursed. Tech Vegito Blue was in slot 7. I probably should have just quit out straight away, but he literally didn't get on rotation until the physical phase. And coming fresh off the bench like that, the AoE attack in slot 1, he took 50k. So I feel like, fortunately with Cell Max you get infinite attempts. So I did want to keep this in just so I could talk about it. But like, if you do take him into this event, either to try him out or because you're genuinely going for a win, if he starts off in slot 7, I would just quit and start again. Because we had a couple of turns where he's double supered, but we haven't had any of that kind of like quad super luck on this run. So chances are, unless he gets another super here, we probably are taking... Well, okay, so I think we're probably about level with the number of supers that we did last time. So I would imagine that probably still puts... Yeah, okay, I think that means we definitely got at least, what, 1 or 2 supers less than the last one. So I wanted to keep this in here just as an example... That, like, if he starts in slot 7, if you don't get God RNG, then, yeah, he's just going to get absolutely clapped. So, let me see if I can get one more bit in here of him actually being nicely built up. Okay, so, in this run-through, Tech Vegito Blue definitely got a couple of extra supers from the previous one. We got a good rotation. He wasn't on the first turn of the Tech Cell Max. So, we had a pretty good rotation here, as you can see. Are we even going to get supered? Okay, he did. I thought he might even not have supered this turn. Now, I did get the 6 orbs from Majin Vegeta, so he will take damage, but 200k, that's pretty good. The one reason I wanted to get that last part in the end of the video, yeah, is because I assumed this was going to happen. I brought this just in case it would help me survive a Tech Cell Max turn before we got Tech Vegito Blue. So unfortunately that does mean that it is kind of tainted now because he's got this extra defense from the support memory. But I guess that will still be an interesting example because if he still ends up taking like a large amount of damage even on this turn, then it doesn't really bode well for him, right, in terms of being a good unit for this team. I'm going to heal up that extra little bit of HP as well, why not? Because, yeah, and if, like, hopefully he takes double-digit damage from the normal attacks on this turn, because not only, like I say, have we got, I think, 1 or 2 extra supers compared to the first run, but we now also have the Icarus support memory active as well. So he's got that little bit of extra defense. So we'll see how much damage he takes. Obviously, if Cell Max like super attacks him as the first attack, like I said earlier, he's one of those units that even if we can build him up to the kind of level where he's tanking normal attacks really well, he's still probably just going to get one shot by a super. So that is something you obviously have to bear in mind. Fortunately, Vegeta and Trunks get supered. They are a bit more built up this time around. So crazy that Majin Vegeta took less damage than them. Although that's the difference between having actual damage reduction versus guard. So get some extra supers maybe. Yeah, so well, we got 2. So he's up to 7.2 million in terms of the attack, which is the highest that we've seen on this run so far. But yeah, see, now he takes double-digit damage. So I do think largely that is partly down to the support memory. Because we had, what, over 350k defense at the start of the turn. So after those 2 supers, he would be going up to, what, 450, maybe just under 500. So does that mean he takes double digits without... Although that was with the Icarus, right? So I think without the Icarus, he doesn't take double digits. But probably would not have been taking, like, the, you know, 90 to 100k that we've seen so far. So I'm going to leave it there. I don't think Vegito Blue is the best unit for the Cell Max event, unfortunately. It just is what it is. Can we actually finish this run? We probably can, right? Because if we do this, I have the other Senzu being. If we could actually get the... a lot of these Cell Max showcases don't end with a W just because of the way the teams play out. But I think we might actually be able to score the win here. Because do we have the revive active as well? We do. So yeah, we should actually... This should be pretty much like a guaranteed W, right? Because if we don't actually kill Cell Max with all of our attacks, we're just going to get the revival. And then we could see one more Vegito Blue turn. So I will leave it running here just in case. Because obviously with his with his revive condition up, it means Carnival Goku doesn't have his guard. So it is very possible that he could get killed here. Because again, I haven't really been focusing on building him up because we've been trying to let Vegito Blue get as many attacks in as possible. So if he supers Vegeta and Trunks, we know they'll survive. But okay, so how much is Carnival Goku going to take from a normal attack? I guess I didn't pick up any Rainbow Orbs for the gods, so it's very possible that they won't dodge the attacks in the last slot, and then we could see one more Vegito Blue turn. The only thing is, depending how much damage we do to him here, I can't really put Vegito Blue in slot 1. Well, actually, I think we have God Goku on the next turn. That would be perfect. We could put God Goku in slot 1, not pick up 2 Rainbow Orbs to him, and then he shouldn't finish him off. So let's see. Actually, I think the gods maybe are actually just going to go off, aren't they? They're going to get the... are they going to get the extra additional from their passive or the hidden potential, or is this going to be enough? Oh, no, they didn't. Okay, there we go. So we're going to get the revival with Carnival Goku. But again, like, unfortunately, I can't really put God Goku in slot 1, because even without picking up the Rainbow Orbs, surely God Goku kills Tech Cell Max when he's on that low HP. And I can't not super with him, because if we're linking him up with Vegito Blue, then he's getting over in a flash. So it's pretty much going to be impossible for him to not super. Does he get extra key in his passive as well? I think it's pretty much impossible for us to not super with God Goku. But what are we looking like here now that we don't have... Oh, and he's locked in slot 3. Amazing. And we don't have God Goku anyway. So, what did we have? Yeah, we got him up to 400k defense. So, after his supers this turn, he would be able to tank. But obviously, the way the turn is like played out here with where the orbs are and everything, we obviously can't actually get... Can't actually get any more attacks off with Vegito Blue. So, bit of a shame, but overall, I think it's pretty obvious that he's not really a great unit for the Cell Max event. He needs a very long time to build up in order to be able to tank hits from some of these more difficult bosses, and I've had multiple attempts at it now where I've been trying to get him as built up as possible before we get to the last phase. But as I've said earlier in the video, they don't make it easy for you with how weak the first 2 phases of Cell Max are. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Obviously, Vegito Blue, not every single unit is going to be good in every event. I say this quite a lot with the Cell Max showcases, because Cell Max is just that weird anomaly tier above everything else. Like, a unit could be good against pretty much every single red zone boss and still not be that good against Cell Max. So be interesting to see. I hope that if and when, well, I say if, when we finally get a Beast Gohan, he doesn't necessarily need to be in, but surely as part of his like design, they must have thought ahead. Like, he should hopefully absolutely destroy this event, but I guess we'll see. So let me know your thoughts on Tech Vegito Blue and his EZA down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.